awesome.
In the vast expanse of the cosmos, where stars whisper secrets across the void, the universe unfolds like an ancient scroll inscribed with enigmas that beckon us to peer deeper into the shadows. Imagine, if you will, the night sky not as a mere canopy of twinkling lights, but as a veil draped over realities we have yet to comprehend. We stand on the shores of Earth, gazing out at an ocean of infinity, where waves of mystery crash against the limits of our understanding. The universe is shrouded in mysteries, each one a thread in the grand tapestry of existence, pulling us toward revelations that dance just beyond our grasp. Consider the birth of it all, the Big Bang, that primordial explosion from which everything emerged. In the first fractions of a second, the cosmos expanded from a singularity, a point of infinite density, where the laws of physics as we know them dissolve into chaos. What preceded that moment? Was there a before at all? Or does time itself bend and loop in ways that defy our linear perceptions? We probe the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of creation, etched with patterns that hint at fluctuations in the early universe. These ripples, like echoes from a distant symphony, suggest that our reality might be but one bubble in a multiverse, where countless other universes bubble up and pop in an eternal foam of possibility. Yet, as we delve into the structure of space-time, we encounter the elusive phantom known as dark matter. It lurks unseen, comprising perhaps a quarter of the universe's mass energy, holding galaxies together with an invisible grip. Our telescopes capture the graceful spirals of the Milky Way, but it is dark matter that choreographs their dance, bending light through gravitational lensing and revealing its presence only through inference. What is this shadowy substance? Is it a swarm of weakly interacting particles, born in the fires of the early cosmos, or something stranger still? Perhaps axions, hypothetical entities that could unravel the symmetries of nature. We send probes like the Large Hadron Collider burrowing into the subatomic realm, smashing particles in search of clues, but dark matter slips through our fingers, a cosmic ghost haunting the halls of astronomy. And then there is dark energy, the even more enigmatic force accelerating the universe's expansion. Discovered through observations of distant supernovae, it pushes galaxies apart with an unrelenting vigor, countering gravity's pull and stretching the fabric of space itself. Einstein once called his cosmological constant a blunder, yet here it resurfaces as the driver of this cosmic repulsion. Is dark energy a property of vacuum space, where quantum fluctuations birth fleeting particles that exert pressure on the void? Or does it signal a breakdown in our theories, a hint that general relativity falters at the largest scales? As we map the cosmic web, the filaments of galaxies strung like jewels on invisible strings, we see the universe racing toward a colder, emptier future, where stars fade and isolation reigns. The mystery deepens. Will this expansion tear apart atoms in a big rip, or settle into eternal dilution? Black holes, those abyssal maws in space-time, embody another layer of the universe's secrecy. Born from the collapse of massive stars, they warp reality around event horizons where light itself cannot escape. Inside, singularities challenge our notions of physics, points of infinite curvature where quantum gravity must hold sway. We have imaged the silhouette of M87's black hole, a ring of fire encircling darkness, yet what transpires beyond that threshold? Do black holes harbor wormholes, tunnels to other realms? Or do they evaporate slowly through Hawking radiation, leaking information in a quantum haze? The paradox of information loss tantalizes us. Does the universe preserve every detail of what falls in, or is history erased in the crush of gravity? As gravitational waves ripple from merging black holes, detected by LIGO's sensitive ears, we listen to the symphony of collisions that echo from billions of years ago, each merger a clue to the hidden population of these cosmic predators. Venturing further, the quantum realm intertwines with the cosmic, unveiling mysteries at the smallest scales that ripple outward. Particles entangle across vast distances, defying locality in a dance of spooky action, as Einstein once dubbed it. Could this entanglement weave the very fabric of space-time, emerging from quantum threads like a holographic projection? In laboratories, we cool atoms to near absolute zero, creating Bose-Einstein condensates that mimic black hole horizons, probing analog universes for insights into the real one. Yet the measurement problem persists. Why does observation collapse the wave function, selecting one reality from many? In the many worlds interpretation, every possibility branches into parallel existences, a fractal tree of universes where every choice spawns infinities. Amid these physical puzzles, the enigma of life itself shrouds the stars. On Earth, we arose from primordial soups, molecules self-assembling into complexity through chemistry's alchemy. But was this a fluke? Or does life permeate the cosmos? Exoplanets orbit distant suns by the thousands, discovered through transits and wobbles. Rocky worlds like TRAPPIST-1's siblings, where liquid water might pool under alien skies. Spectroscopes sniff their atmospheres for biosignatures, oxygen, methane, perhaps phosphine, whispering of microbial breath. The Drake equation tallies the odds, billions of habitable zones in our galaxy alone. Yet the Fermi paradox looms. Where is everybody?
Are civilizations rare, self-destructing before they reach the stars, or do they cloak themselves in Dyson spheres, harvesting stellar energy in silence? We beam messages into the void via Arecibo's echoes, but the silence replies, a mystery that could mean we are alone or merely the first to awaken. Deeper still, the nature of consciousness eludes us, intertwined with the universe's fabric. Is the mind an emergent property of neural fireworks? Or does it tap into quantum processes, as in Orcar theory, where microtubules orchestrate awareness? Panpsychism whispers that consciousness pervades all matter, from electrons to galaxies, a universal mind dreaming itself into being. In the cosmic perspective, our thoughts mirror the stars, fleeting patterns in an eternal flux. We ponder the simulation hypothesis. Could the universe be a vast computation rendered by advanced beings, with glitches like fine-tuned constants as code artifacts? The holographic principle reinforces this, suggesting information bounds reality, pixels on a cosmic screen. As we chart the cosmos, neutron stars and pulsars add their rhythmic mysteries. These dense remnants, crushed to nuclear densities, spin with metronomic precision, beaming radiation like lighthouses in the dark. Glitches in their rotation hint at superfluid interiors, where vortices pan and release in quantum ballets. Magnetars, with fields a trillion times Earth's, unleash flares that outshine galaxies, cracking their crusts in starquakes. What exotic matter brews in their cores? Quark soups or strangelets that could survive such extremes. Observations from NICER map their surfaces, revealing deformities that test relativity's bounds. The interstellar medium, that diffuse haze between stars, harbors secrets of its own. Molecular clouds birth stellar nurseries, where gravity coalesces gas into fusion hearts. Yet fast radio bursts puncture the quiet, millisecond blasts of energy from unknown sources, perhaps neutron star mergers or alien signals. We sift through data from arrays like CHIME, decoding patterns that traverse billions of light years, attenuated by cosmic fog. Dust lanes obscure galactic cores, but infrared eyes pierce them, unveiling star formation's hidden cradles. Galactic evolution unfolds another veil. How did spirals and ellipticals form from the early chaos? Mergers sculpt them, as Andromeda hurtles toward us, destined for a dance in 4 billion years. Dark halos shepherd this, invisible scaffolding for visible grandeur. Active galactic nuclei powered by supermassive black holes spew jets that fertilize intergalactic space, recycling matter in cosmic cycles. Cosmic rays, high-energy particles raining from afar, mystify with their origins. Ultra-high-energy ones defy explanation, perhaps from blazars or gamma-ray bursts, accelerators beyond our ken. They pierce atmospheres, spawning showers we detect with vast arrays like Pierre Auger, tracing back to violent heavens. Beyond the veil of the known, the universe continues to weave stories in silence, each moment unfolding in dimensions we can scarcely imagine. Between the flicker of ancient starlight and the cold breath of intergalactic space, matter and energy perform an eternal waltz, guided by rules both familiar and alien. We drift inside this vast cathedral of creation, our senses attuned to only a narrow slice of its symphony, our instruments straining to capture whispers from realms where time and space dissolve into something else entirely. Somewhere out there, quasars blaze like cosmic beacons, their light crossing billions of years to meet our gaze, carrying with it the history of the early universe. In their luminous hearts, supermassive black holes devour matter at a furious pace, releasing torrents of radiation that outshine entire galaxies, as if the universe itself were painting with the brushstrokes of destruction and creation in the same breath. Nebulae bloom like celestial gardens, their gas and dust sculpted by the death throes of ancient stars. These clouds, cradles of new suns, twist and curl under the pressure of stellar winds, their shapes fleeting yet eternal in cosmic terms. Within them, the alchemy of fusion begins anew, igniting the furnaces that will one day forge heavier elements, the very building blocks of life. Yet the same processes that give birth also herald decay. Every shining star is a candle burning through finite fuel, fated to fade into a white dwarf's ember, collapse into a neutron star's density, or vanish into a black hole's hunger. On the edges of known space, gamma-ray bursts explode without warning, their power dwarfing all other cosmic fireworks. These brief but violent events, the deaths of the most massive stars, or the collision of neutron stars, hurl jets of energy so intense they could sterilize entire planets. We detect them as fleeting signatures in our instruments, each one a reminder of the raw, unbridled energy that permeates the cosmos. And still, beyond even these cataclysms, there may be forces at work we have yet to name, fields and particles hidden deep in the fabric of existence, waiting for the day our curiosity can pierce the darkness far enough to find them. In the icy wilderness beyond Neptune, the Kuiper Belt and Oort cloud hold frozen relics of the solar system's youth, comets and minor planets drifting in slow arcs, their orbits perturbed by unseen influences. Some may carry water and organics, the seeds of life scattered across worlds. Others may conceal clues to the solar system's formation, locked away in ice for billions of years. Every so often, one is nudged toward the sun, igniting into a glowing traveler whose path across our sky is a message from the deep past. Between galaxies, in the yawning voids that span millions of light years, the universe appears almost empty. Yet these vast expanses hum faintly with relic radiation, bathed in the thin spray of atoms left over from creation. They are the silent stages upon which the large-scale structure of the cosmos plays out, where the invisible scaffolding of dark matter shapes the destiny of all that is visible. Gravity tugs on these immense scales like a slow heartbeat, pulling and shaping over billions of years until clusters of galaxies form cosmic cities surrounded by oceans of nothing. There are moments when we realize the deepest mysteries may not lie only in the distance, but in the patterns of reality itself. The strange fact that the laws of physics appear finely tuned for complexity, for life. Why do the constants of nature take the precise values they do? Shift them slightly and stars might never form, chemistry might never flourish, and consciousness might never emerge to contemplate its own origins. Some see design in this, others see the hand of a multiverse lottery, where infinite variations exist and we happen to reside in the one that allows us to ask the question. Still, as we listen to the universe, we are reminded of our place, infinitesimal yet uniquely capable of reflection. We send probes beyond the heliosphere, our mechanical emissary carrying golden records with the sounds and sights of Earth, drifting into interstellar night. Perhaps one day, someone or something will find them, and know that once on a pale blue dot, orbiting an ordinary star, a species looked up and wondered. Somewhere in the hidden reaches of the cosmos, rogue planets drift alone through the darkness, untethered from any star. They wander in silence, their frozen surfaces concealing oceans beneath layers of ice, warmed not by sunlight, but the slow churn of internal heat. These solitary worlds may carry atmospheres clinging faintly in the cold, or volcanic vents whispering warmth into black seas, the kind of places where life, stubborn and unseen, might take hold against all odds. No sunrise ever touches them, yet they move with the same gravitational rhythm as all things, part of the unseen ballet of the galaxy.
In the galactic core, where stars crowd so densely that their light merges into a golden haze, conditions are stranger still. Stellar giants flare and fade in chaotic cycles, their lives shortened by the violence of their surroundings. Between them, clouds of gas shimmer with radiation, sculpted by the shockwaves of supernovae. Somewhere in that tumult, young stars are born in brilliant bursts, each one destined to carve its own story into the surrounding space. Beyond the reaches of visible light, the universe reveals itself in other forms: radio waves that echo across billions of years, infrared heat signatures from dust-shrouded nurseries, X-rays pouring from cataclysmic events. Our detectors translate these invisible symphonies into maps and colors we can see, each image a coded message from the past. We are learning to read these messages more clearly, to trace the fingerprints of cosmic evolution across time itself. Even the smallest particles play roles in this grand design. Neutrinos, elusive, ghost-like travelers, pass through planets, stars, and our own bodies without pause, born in the heart of nuclear reactions and supernova explosions. They carry information from places light cannot escape, arriving as silent messengers from the most extreme environments. Catching even a handful of them requires immense detectors buried deep underground or in the frozen clarity of Antarctic ice. Each detection is a rare note in a score that could help us understand the forces that govern the universe at its most fundamental level. And still, beyond all our instruments, there is the question of the unknown unknowns, phenomena that may exist in forms we have not yet imagined, forces beyond dark matter and dark energy, beyond quantum and relativity. Perhaps they lie just beyond the sensitivity of our measurements, waiting for the next leap in our understanding. Perhaps they are woven into the universe so deeply that we have already touched them without realizing what they are. In this vast and ancient theater, we are both audience and actors, each observation and discovery another step in a story still being written across the infinite canvas of space. In the farthest reaches, where the observable universe dissolves into an event horizon of knowledge, light itself becomes a time machine. Every photon that reaches us is a survivor of an immense journey, bearing witness to epochs long vanished. We see galaxies not as they are, but as they were when the first sparks of their stars ignited. Frozen snapshots from a cosmic archive written in beams of light. Some of those beams began their voyage before Earth existed, before the sun coalesced from a swirling disk of gas and dust. When they finally meet our telescopes, they arrive like long-forgotten letters, opening windows into a time when the cosmos was young and unrecognizable. At these distances, the universe takes on a strange texture. The cosmic web, that vast lattice of matter and void, stretches like an intricate network of filaments glowing faintly in the dark. Gravity weaves it together across unimaginable scales, a structure so immense it defies human intuition. Each glowing strand is not a thread of light, but countless galaxies, islands of stars adrift in an endless ocean. Between them, the voids yawn, silent expanses where entire galaxy clusters could hide and still vanish into the emptiness. Closer to home, the restless nature of space becomes evident in the motions of the stars themselves. Our sun, though it feels fixed in the sky, races around the galactic center at hundreds of kilometers per second, dragging the solar system through interstellar space. Nearby stars shift slowly against the tapestry of the background, their parallax a subtle clue to the vast distances that separate us. The galaxy breathes in slow cycles, its spiral arms churning like a living organism, shepherding clouds of gas into new generations of suns. On planetary scales, time shapes worlds as much as gravity. Ancient impacts have scarred surfaces with craters so old they predate multicellular life on Earth. Winds sculpt dunes on alien planets, and icy geysers erupt from moons far from the warmth of the sun. The solar system is not static. It is a system in perpetual motion, where every object traces a path dictated by the invisible threads of mass and momentum. Even the most familiar worlds are still changing, their stories unfolding over spans of time we can barely measure in human lifetimes. Somewhere, perhaps in the next century or the next millennium, our species will step beyond the cradle entirely. Our descendants may look back on this moment, our present, as the dawn of a new age, when the first fragile signals from a small blue world reached out into the dark. Out there, beyond the reach of our current vision, the universe will remain what it has always been, a vast, intricate enigma, waiting patiently for each new question to summon another fragment of its truth. There are regions of space where even our most sensitive instruments meet only silence, places where the absence of light feels as tangible as stone. These cosmic abysses may be home to orphaned black holes, wandering invisibly between the stars, or to primordial objects older than galaxies themselves, relics from the first moments after creation. Here, the darkness is not empty. It is saturated with the weight of history, the residue of countless events erased from all but the most patient and enduring of records. In certain wavelengths, the universe reveals strange patterns, faint alignments in the polarization of ancient light, anomalies that resist explanation. They may be statistical ghosts, artifacts of our perception, or they could be the faint signatures of phenomena so fundamental they brush the edge of reality itself. Some scientists whisper of cosmic strings, hypothetical filaments left over from the birth of spacetime, stretching across unimaginable distances and vibrating with the energy of the universe's first heartbeat. Within our own galaxy, there are stars that pulse like cosmic clocks. Their regular flashes so precise they rival the best instruments ever built by human hands. Yet even these perfect rhythms are sometimes disrupted. A sudden glitch, a subtle change in timing, hinting at hidden forces within their cores. Deep inside, matter is squeezed to densities that defy the boundaries of our theories, where quarks may merge into strange forms and neutrons flow like a superfluid ocean beneath a crust of unimaginable hardness.
Beyond the galactic disk, interstellar travelers from other systems may already be passing through our neighborhood. Small, dark objects moving silently along trajectories that began in distant suns. We have only just begun to notice them. Elongated, tumbling shapes that slip past our telescopes and vanish back into the deep. They are like unwritten letters from other corners of the galaxy, carrying stories we do not yet know how to read. And above all of this, there is the slow, relentless drift of cosmic time. Stars are born, live, and die. Galaxies collide and merge. Clusters dissolve into the background of space. The patterns we see now are temporary, even if they endure for billions of years. In this vast choreography, our own moment is a heartbeat, but is a heartbeat that feels, wonders, and reaches out. determined to map the contours of an infinity that will never be fully known. In the unlit corridors between clusters of galaxies, matter thins to almost nothing. Yet even here, the faint murmur of the cosmos persists. Particles stray through these gulfs with the patience of eternity, guided only by the gentle pull of gravity from structures so far away they blur into abstraction. Some of these lone travelers are cosmic rays, ancient fragments of atoms accelerated to near light speeds by events so violent they outstrip anything we can imagine. They arrive at our world as messengers from the edges of the possible, each one a shard of an unknown story. In other realms of the spectrum, the sky brims with phenomena invisible to human eyes. Pulses of radio waves sweep past us, repeating with a precision that suggests vast celestial engines at work. Some burst unexpectedly, lasting only milliseconds, yet bright enough to be seen across billions of light years. Their origins remain uncertain. Collapsing stars, magnetar flares, or perhaps something stranger still, operating in ways that break the patterns we expect from nature. The surfaces of distant worlds may hide landscapes as alien to us as the deep sea was to our ancestors. There could be valleys carved by liquid methane beneath orange skies, or mountains of diamond glittering in the darkness. Storms might rage for centuries, unfurling like spirals of color too subtle to exist on Earth, driven by forces we do not yet understand. Every planet and moon is a locked vault, its history etched in minerals and ice, waiting for the day when human footsteps or robotic explorers will read it like a book. Even the concept of space itself may be more fluid than we think. Quantum theory hints that emptiness is not truly empty, but a restless sea where virtual particles flicker into being and vanish in the span of a heartbeat. Space-time might ripple and shift at scales far too small for our senses, its smoothness an illusion, like a painting seen from too far away. Perhaps reality itself is woven from something more fundamental, a hidden code that builds stars, planets, and even thought from the same simple alphabet. And as we search, we carry with us the paradox that drives all exploration. The deeper we look, the more we discover how much remains unseen. The universe keeps its distances, revealing itself in fragments, in echoes and hints carried by light and particle across the chasms of time. Yet in that restraint lies the invitation to wonder, to question, to keep moving forward into the endless dark, knowing that every new mystery is not a barrier, but a door. Somewhere in the vast code between galaxies, entire star systems may drift together in isolation, bound not to a spiral or elliptical giant, but to each other, a nomadic cluster wandering the darkness. The suns rise over planets that will never see another galaxy's glow, their skies unmarked by the dense star fields we know. For any life that might arise there, the cosmos would be a lonelier place, its scale harder still to comprehend. Closer to the edges of time itself, the first generation of stars, massive, short-lived titans, once blazed with a light no telescope has yet captured directly. They lived violently, fusing the simplest elements into the first heavy atoms before collapsing in brilliant supernovae that seeded the young universe with the ingredients for worlds. Their deaths were the first notes in the song of cosmic evolution, a melody still unfolding billions of years later. In some corners of theory, the fabric of the universe may twist back on itself in ways that could connect distant regions without the need for time-consuming travel. Wormholes, if they exist, would be shortcuts through the geometry of space-time, their entrances perhaps hidden inside the throats of black holes or scattered invisibly through the cosmic web. Whether they are stable gateways or a fleeting phenomena is unknown, but their possibility reminds us that the shape of reality might be far stranger than our maps suggest. There are also whispers in the data, patterns in the arrangement of galaxies, subtle alignments in cosmic background fluctuations that hint at influences beyond our observable horizon. It is as if the universe we can see is only a small patch of a far greater whole, affected by structures and forces that lie forever out of reach. We may never observe them directly, but their fingerprints remain, faint and undeniable, on the canvas of the sky.
In this interplay of the seen and the unseen, the measured and the imagined, we find ourselves both explorers and participants. We trace the outlines of what is, and in doing so, sketch shadows of what could be. The universe offers no final map, no last page, only the endless invitation to venture deeper into its mysteries, knowing that each new discovery will open 100 more. There may be realms where time itself does not flow as we know it, pockets in the cosmic architecture where moments stretch into near eternity or collapse into an instant. Around the rims of black holes, seconds elongate for the observer caught in their grip, while the universe beyond races ahead. In the far future, if the cosmos continues its relentless expansion, there could be places where time becomes so diluted that change nearly ceases, and motion is nothing more than a distant memory. Somewhere deep in the unseen reaches, the intergalactic medium glows faintly with the ultraviolet whisper of ancient quasars. This thin, diffused gas, a ghostly remnant of creation, carries the chemical signatures of countless generations of stars, each atom a record of fusion and collapse. It drifts for eons between galaxies, waiting to be gathered once more into new suns, repeating the ancient cycle of birth and destruction on a scale almost beyond imagining. In the realm of the very small, there may be answers hidden in the dance of particles we have yet to discover. Hypothetical entities like sterile neutrinos or supersymmetric partners might lurk just outside the reach of our accelerators, their existence subtle yet essential to the balance of the cosmos. If found, they could bridge the chasm between quantum mechanics and gravity, revealing the deeper framework from which both emerge.
There are worlds where light never touches the ground, planets locked in perpetual twilight because their stars burn too dimly or their skies are thick with storms. On such worlds, life, if it exists, may be shaped entirely by forces other than sunlight, drawing energy from geothermal vents or chemical gradients in alien seas. Their landscapes would be carved in shadow, their colors muted to a spectrum unfamiliar to human eyes, their skies illuminated only by the pale shimmer of nearby moons or the distant spark of other suns. Even now, as we measure, map, and theorize, the universe remains vastly indifferent to our understanding, and yet it is this very indifference that makes it pure, a vast, unshaped truth, existing whether we watch or not. We move through it as brief sparks, carrying the awareness to notice, to record, and to dream. That, perhaps, is our most improbable role, not to command the cosmos, but to be the part of it that dares to wonder. There may be stars whose light has never touched another conscious mind, solitary beacons in forgotten regions of the cosmic web, burning in obscurity for billions of years. Around them may circle planets locked in strange dances, their orbits perturbed by unseen companions, their seasons shaped by forces far older than human memory. Each of these worlds spins its quiet story, indifferent to whether it is ever told. In the dark between those distant suns, ancient remnants drift, fragments of shattered planets, orphaned moons, and debris from collisions so old their origins have faded into the haze of cosmic history. Some of these relics may carry frozen atmospheres or trapped oceans, sealed away beneath crusts of ice for eons. They are archives without authors, drifting through the void with the patience only the universe can sustain. There are also places where energy flares with a violence so sudden that it reshapes everything nearby. Jets from feeding black holes can stretch for millions of light years, lighting up the intergalactic medium with streams of plasma moving at nearly the speed of light. These cosmic lighthouses are visible across unimaginable distances, their power dwarfing the combined light of every star in their host galaxies. In the slow turning of galactic ages, there will come a time when the night sky itself will look alien to any future observer. Constellations will distort and dissolve as stars move along their hidden paths. Distant galaxies will drift beyond the horizon of visibility, lost to the accelerated expansion of space. For any who live then, the universe will seem smaller, its ancient openness replaced by a quiet enclosure of local stars. Yet, even in that distant future, the underlying truth will remain.
The universe is never static. It breathes, shifts, and unfolds on timescales far beyond the reach of human lifetimes. To glimpse it is to stand on the edge of a vast, ongoing creation, a story without beginning or end, written in light, gravity, and time itself. There may be galaxies whose light has been bent and magnified by the gravity of unseen giants, their true forms distorted into arcs and rings by the lensing effect of massive clusters. Through these warped windows, we glimpse the universe as it was in its earliest chapters, each bent ray of light a bridge across billions of years. Some of these ancient systems may no longer even exist, their stars extinguished, their structures dissolved, yet their ghostly images persist, preserved in transit like echoes still traveling through the dark. In the quiet outskirts of spiral arms, there are suns older than the Milky Way's grand design, survivors from a time before our galaxy took shape. Their motions trace orbits tilted at odd angles, as if they remember a different gravitational order, a time when they belonged to smaller, now absorbed galaxies. These stellar elders carry in their atmospheres the chemical stories of their youth, forged in environments far removed from our own cosmic neighborhood. In the subatomic sea that underlies all matter, reality may shimmer with hidden dimensions, curled tightly beyond perception. If these extra layers of existence are real, they might influence the birth of particles, the strength of forces, even the arc of cosmic history. Our three-dimensional world could just be a shadow cast from a higher, unseen framework, as intricate and real as the stars themselves. There may even be events in the cosmos so fleeting, so delicate, that they escape not only our sight, but our very imagination. Flashes of phenomena that exist for less than the span of an atom's vibration, yet shape the evolution of galaxies and the formation of worlds. The universe may hold more of these moments than there are stars, each one a thread in a pattern too vast to see all at once. And so we find ourselves suspended between knowledge and mystery, inhabitants of a small, fragile world, yet woven into the same fabric as quasars, black holes, and the first light of creation. We are both the observer and the observed, a fleeting consciousness in an ancient, unfolding reality. The universe does not speak its secrets outright, but offers them in fragments, scattered like stardust across the infinite night. To seek them is to step continually into the unknown, and in that pursuit, to become part of the story it has been telling since time began.